Tremendous, tumultuous welcome for the men of Manchester United and Brighton. Steve Foster leading out Brighton with that familiar headband. You remember Tony Grealish, as the standby captain last Saturday, wore the headband as well. Well, it's the genuine article tonight, and manager and captain arm in arm there. And I have to say, having spent a bit of time with Brighton yesterday, the camaraderie within that camp is quite astonishing. The togetherness is something else. And there's no doubt about it that although Brighton are the underdogs, remember, already relegated to the second division, United know they've got to be crisp and businesslike and as purposeful as they can possibly be tonight. They've been angered a little bit by some of the remarks that the Brighton manager, Jimmy Melia, has made, and that in its way has motivated them. And I think they will be well aware, will Manchester United, how near they came to defeat on Saturday, when in that last split second Gary Bailey made a stupendous save from Brighton's Gordon Smith. Remember, it's still the first final for Brighton. It's the 9th for Manchester United. And as they wait to be presented to His Royal Highness Prince Michael of Kent, the news is that the Manchester United players, Brian Robson and Ray Wilkins, they've been told by the England manager, Bobby Robson, that they need not go to Belfast. There's Brian Robson on the left for the international on Saturday for England. But Norman Whiteside will be going to join the Northern Ireland squad for Saturday's international. Prince Michael of Kent coming out with Mr. Bert Milichep of the Football Association. Manchester United odds-on favourites, 10-3 on. Brighton at 5-2, the same odds as Saturday. And now the national anthem. Steve Foster at 6'4", presenting his team: Graham Mosley, Michael Robinson, Neil Smiley, and the man of the match on Saturday, Gary Stevens. And His Royal Highness having a word with him. He seems remarkably composed, young man. Gary Pearce and Gordon Smith, who had it within him to make the match Brighton's in that last split second on Saturday. And Gary Howlett, only 20-year-old from Dublin. Another Republic of Ireland man, Jerry Ryan, who's the substitute. And another Republic of Ireland man, the captain, Tony Grealish. And Steve Gatting playing for the first time in his career in a first-class game at right back. And Jimmy Case with Jimmy Melia. Certainly time for His Royal Highness to have a word or two with the players of both sides. Now the turn of Manchester United and their captain, Brian Robson. And it's a real night out for all the fans up from Brighton. Ashley Grimes second in line there, the substitute. Alongside him, Kevin Moran, and then Frank Stapleton. A shot there of big Gordon McQueen. And Norman Whiteside. Manchester United, who've met Brighton 3 times this season now and have yet to beat them. 1-1 in the league at Old Trafford, 1-0 to Brighton at the Goldstone Ground, and of course 2-2 here on Saturday. with the Manchester United manager, Ron Atkinson. The same referee, of course, as Saturday, Alf Gray of Great Yarmouth, and his two linesmen, Mr. Downey and Mr. Pardo. And quite a night for Manchester United, quite a night for their former manager, and indeed, happy birthday to Sir Matt Busby. There he is. Happy birthday, Sir Matt, 74 years old today. So the formalities are over. They've got the feel of the turf under their feet again to carry on, they hope, with the form that they left here on Saturday. The Brighton side with Graham Mosley in goal, Steve Gatting now at right back in place of Chris Ramsey, who was injured, Graham Pearce, the number 3, number 4 Tony Grealish, 5 Steve Foster, 6 Gary Stevens, 7 Jimmy Case, 8 Gary Howlett, 9 Michael Robinson, 10 Gordon Smith, 11 Neil Smiley, and the substitute Jerry Ryan. Meanwhile, Manchester United with Gary Bailey in goal. It's the same side as Saturday, in fact. Number 2 Mike Duxbury, 3 Arthur Albiston, 4 Ray Wilkins, 5 Kevin Moran, 6 Gordon McQueen, 7 Brian Robson the captain, 8 Arnold Muren, 9 Frank Stapleton, 10 Norman Whiteside, and number 11 the 21-year-old Welshman Alan Davis, and their substitute is Ashley Grimes. Oh, what a day for the big man, who must have thought when he was suspended would not get a chance of playing in a final. His team performed magnificently without him on Saturday, and now give him that chance in a replay. And indeed, there would not have been a replay if Gordon Smith, and I have to say it was a superb piece of goalkeeping by Gary Bailey, that kept the score at 2-2 in that exciting last moment last Saturday. Particularly poignant evening for Jimmy Case, whose mother, Dolly Case, died suddenly over the weekend after watching him here in the cup final. But he decided without any doubt he was going to play tonight. And I think few people who knew Jimmy Case would have doubted that he could have done anything else. Well, Brian Robson had a disappointing game for Manchester United, there's no doubt about that, by his standards on Saturday. If his game is sharpened up and United's with it, then the favourites could well do it tonight. Ian St John, when we were talking just a moment ago about Jimmy Case, I mean, you know him fairly well as a Liverpool lad yourself. I mean, how do you think he's going to react to the death of his mother last weekend?
Well, Brian, I think that's something we won't know until the game kicks off. Terrible tragedy for Jimmy, because I know he was very close to his mother. And I think we'll just have to wait and see. He may actually go out here and play the game of his life, or he could go out and the whole thing could get on top of him, and he may have a disappointing evening. I hope it works out for him, because, you know, it's such a tragedy, you know, on the eve of a replayed cup final. A terrible thing for the boy.
Jim Rosenthal telling me that he was fine and in good spirits before the kick-off. So how do you see it? Are you feeling, I think you had a hankering for Brighton on Saturday, and you were very, very nearly right. Do you go the same way tonight?
Well, no, Brian, I did fancy Brighton on Saturday, because I felt that things were going their way. They were carrying a lot of cup luck, and I fancied them. But I think in the replay, the underdog doesn't get 2 bites at it. And I think the big club, Manchester United, sitting 3rd in the league against a team relegated, should play to form tonight. I think the replay always goes to form, and I think the form team are United, and I think tonight that they will prove that and win the game.
Foster's influence, of course, will be great, but also it'll be interesting to see how Steve Gatting copes at right back for the first time in his career, although United don't, in fact, attack an awful lot down that left flank, do they? Apart from Albiston's runs. That's
correct. Steve Gatting had a tremendous game at centre-half along with Stevens on Saturday, and I don't think Big Steve could improve on that tonight. And I also thought that the younger players, you know, Pearce, Howlett, Smiley, all had smashing games. And they'll do well to even sort of equal that tonight, and that's why I'm going for the more experienced players of United to come out on top.
Well, we're running right to time. In fact, we might be just a few seconds early, and cup finals have to start when the announcement says they shall start. And tonight it's at 7:30, and Ray Wilkins getting a little bit of extra shooting practice, and certainly his goal was a stunner last Saturday. And in the meantime, the referee having a word with Tony Grealish in the centre. Quite a conversation going on there as Grealish continues with his exercises, and now it looks as though Alf Gray, he's got one more game after tonight. Alf Gray, he referees the match between Switzerland and Brazil next month. A man who started his refereeing career on April Fool's Day in 1960. Well, he's no fool, he's a good referee, and it's great that he's finishing on a high note. So the perfect Wembley setting on a beautiful summer evening, a little bit of chill in the air in point of fact. And it's going to be Brighton in the all-blue strip who will kick off, attacking the goal to our left. And it'll be Jimmy Case who gets the cup final replay underway. Now, away we go. Now, what will the evening hold for us? Can it possibly hold the excitements of last Saturday afternoon? Pearson with a header, Moran getting one back for Manchester United. Whiteside. And Foster's first touch puts the ball into touch where Ray Wilkins with a throw for Manchester United. Foster jostling Whiteside and jostling him unfairly, providing Manchester United with a free kick. So we play the last 2 years before this in the FA Cup, the third successive one. Foster getting it in and not very far away. Muran with the shot and Mosley down. Crowd will be about 92,000 here. They usually restrict it to that figure for night games. Price is the same as Saturday, £5 to stand and watch from behind the goal, up to £20 to sit in the best seats. And we've got one of the best tonight here, though I have to say we didn't pay £20 for it. Another free kick for Manchester United. Whiteside indicating where he wants it, and Stevens keeping a close watch as Kevin Moran plays the ball in again. Stapleton beaten in the air by Foster. Smiley just touching it on towards Robinson, but held out again by Wilkins, who had so much to say for himself in the early stages in the midfield for Manchester United on Saturday, and seems in the same sort of mood tonight. Here he is again. In towards Whiteside, no foul that time. Stevens who made the challenge, and Case who got the pass towards Robinson. A Queen wrong-footed for a moment, and Moran coming back quickly to tie it up for Manchester United and get it back to Gary Bailey. Long ball forward, and Stapleton chasing, and Mosley out. An emergency job there. A Manchester lad, in fact, and used to support United from the Stretford end. Muran. Stapleton, Orbiston, looking to attack Gatting early on, and in point of fact, Ian St John, Orbiston very rarely got into that sort of position on Saturday. It looks as though they're going to have a little test of Gatting in the opening moments. Grealish, Robinson, straight to Wilkins, playing it left again towards Orbiston, towards Gatting. And Grealish playing it forward once more towards Robinson, and into touch for McBean.
Yeah, you might be right there, Brian, that they decided to give Gatting a bit of an early test and see how he shapes up to it in that right back position.
Gatting with the throw. Grealish turning well, finding Pearce. Nice little touch in by Case. And again for Case. He's got Gordon Smith up here as well. Again for Case. Good ball played in by Case for Howlett. But well challenged by Robson, who won it for Manchester United. Stapleton upended by Pearce, and another free kick to United. Something like three free kicks to Manchester United in the opening 4 minutes of the game. Moran taking this one. Duxbury. Wilkins. Right side, trying to lie it off for number 11, Davis. Muren's header. Alberston. Smiley very busy up there, but bypassed him. Stevens' header. Grealish getting it back. Gatting using that left foot on that occasion, but found Smiley. Intercepted by Brian Robson now for Manchester United. Arnold Muren on the far side. A very deep cross indeed towards Stapleton, and gathered well by Graham Mosley. Case again for Brighton, and a long and a good ball there, trying to get Smith on his way, and again Moran makes a good interception. Somebody loses a boot. It's held by Duxbury, but belongs to Kevin Moran.
That was a good ball again, Brian, that Brighton are playing. It's a nice deep ball, you know, knocking it over the top of the United defenders. Very similar to the ball that set up the chance in the last minute on Saturday.
Muren trying a studious sort of ball through there, but it fell straight to Gatting. Moran didn't bounce as much as he wanted to. He still hadn't got his boot done up. But Robson can now give him time to do that as he brings it away for United. Wilkins. Duxbury. Robson. Wilkins again. Alberston. Whiteside. And the swift challenge was a good one and a fair one and an effective one by Gatting. Grealish. Case. Grealish. Pearce. Well, there's confidence about Brighton. And Howlett making the break, and again McQueen, the last man, getting it away for Manchester United. But a pleasant, smooth passing movement there from the Brighton players. It's Gordon Smith, challenged unfairly from behind by Robson. Free kick to Brighton. Just outside the penalty area, but it's not the sort of Jimmy Case area. Pearce is standing over it. And big men have come up from the back, and they include Steve Foster now making his run. Played in there towards Foster. And Robinson, and a deflection off Moran for the corner to Brighton. First of the game, 7 minutes gone.
Well, Foster again showing how good he is in the air and with the challenge there, Brian. And Jim Amelia had been saying that Foster was missed at both ends of the pitch on Saturday. And I think we'll see Big Stevie tonight getting his head working.
Case with a corner for Brighton. Foster again making a break towards the near post, but it's over him. Now it's Howlett. Turned in again. To me an offside, but a flag stayed down. Wilkins losing out. Robinson collecting. Case on the far side, but now the flag is up. So it's Manchester United's throw. A rather free kick. Not quite from the position that Gordon McQueen took it. Robson. Alberston. Robson. Wilkins. Duxbury then with United's throw. Stapleton trying to knot it down. Gets it at the second attempt. He's got a bit of pace about him. But the cross is blocked by Graham Pearce. And United now get their first corner. McQueen forward and Moran. So McQueen, number 5, right in there. Whiteside, very active. It's curled in a long way towards McQueen. It was Foster who got an important header there. Touched on to gain a little bit of time by Howlett. But here's Davis now for Manchester United. A slip through now for Whiteside. Albiston on the far side in a bit of space. Gatting is trying to close it down now. Foster again, important with a header there for Brighton. Smiley to Smith. Gatting using that left foot again. He's a bit tentative on the right. A free kick to Brighton. A couple of good defensive headers there from Steve Foster, Ian.
Well, yeah, as we said, Brian, you know, he's so handy, the big fellow in defence, and of course so handy in attack as well. But a nice bright opening by Brighton. I think they're playing the ball around quite well. It's a smashing start to the game, nice and open, so it's got the makings of a really good final.
10 minutes gone if you just come in from work. No score in this cup final replay. Outside, Stapleton. Grealish tracking him, and who's got the throw? Brighton. Thumbs up from the Brighton number 4. Steve Gatting with it. His brother's been playing at Lord's today against Glamorgan and had to make a dash here. Mike Gatting, the England and Middlesex cricketer, after close of play. I hope he got here. Smiley to Robinson. Howlett's in a lot of space on this side. I don't think Robinson has seen him, and indeed he couldn't get his cross in any case. He was well shadowed by Kevin Moran. So it's Case with a corner for Brighton. 0-0, but the underdogs don't look underdogs at the moment. Maybe the Manchester United bench would disagree. At any rate, it's Case with another corner for Brighton. And it's Stapleton who gets it away, but straight back to Jimmy Case. Brighton's throw. And Robinson trying to get that header in. Foster trying to retrieve it. Duxbury leading the charge out for the men in red. Good swift turn by Howlett. 20 years old. And a real babe in the game, but showing a lot of composure there.
He played very well on Saturday, young Howlett. Smashing little play, you know, he's got very good control and was not overawed at all on Saturday by the occasion. I thought he had an outstanding game.
And this is only his 12th senior game, remember. Watson. Foster again, and again. Wilkins. It's for Duxbury. Beautiful pass. Working hard though, Brighton. Smith trying to hold him up there for a moment. That just cleared Case. Robson getting a shot in, but a very ambitious one.
I think Brian Robson will be a key player tonight, man. He was saying before the game that he felt on Saturday he was getting in the box too early, getting ahead of the ball. So tonight he'll obviously be thinking of waiting, timing his runs to get in there. Because if he does that, you know, as you well know, he can score goals all right.
Robinson versus McQueen. McQueen leaping well. Case picking it out though for Brighton, finding Howlett. A good ball played in there by Howlett towards Smith, and a foul by Moran and a free kick for Brighton. And it's the sort of position where Case might try something of a pile driver, and it was from that sort of distance that he rifled the ball into the Sheffield Wednesday net. Well, there's the incident that produces the free kick. Case, in fact, interestingly enough, was trying to pull the ball back a yard or two, maybe from the wall, hoping that United wouldn't spot it. That's an indirect. Howlett with a shot. And Robson away. Stapleton with Albiston away on his left, and a lovely ball played through. There are two free here, Murin, and here's Duxbury. And in the end, well, it was stabbed away by Gatting to provide Manchester United with another corner. An excellent break by them. McQueen and Moran both forward. Whiteside again at the near post. Stapleton with his heading ability there in the 6-yard area too. Murin then with the corner, a deeper one for Manchester United. Foster getting it away once again for Brighton. Howlett there to collect. Well, he's telling him to get after that one, and Michael Robinson doing just that. With Pearce outside him, some brilliant breaks from one end to the other, and then stopped by the challenge by Wilkins on Foster. Boos from the Brighton fans, but Wilkins helps his man up, and Brighton get another free kick. But a lot of really good movement in the game at the moment. I think we felt it couldn't possibly be as good as last Saturday, but the indications are that at the moment it's living up to that sort of standard. Case then with the free kick, floated with the outside of his boot too close to Gary Bailey. Foster versus Whiteside. Whiteside won that. Whiteside, who needs, I think, Ian, a slightly improved performance tonight.
Very disappointing on Saturday. I think he was, by his own standards this season, very ineffectual, and he'll be looking obviously to play a little better tonight.
Wilkins trying to get Whiteside on his way. Tut-tut when his form is not all that it might be, but we forget really that he was only 18 on May the 7th. Wilkins. Orbiston. Case getting it away quite comfortably, and McQueen in first. Here's Grealish. And now Gatting. And Smiley, it wasn't a good ball for Smiley. It gave him little opportunity, and United get possession once more. Stapleton. And now Alan Davis. Well, that wasn't very good either. Straight to Case. And a long ball, well struck, for Robinson to chase. McQueen's coming across, and Moran is staying right back in the central areas, looking to pick up the likes of Gordon Smith, who are coming up. Pearce is making the break from the back also. Here he is. Case. Howlett. Grealish. Now let's try Smiley on the far side. Gatting's inside him. Now Smiley onto the left foot this time, and the ricochet did Brighton no favours. But here's Case, and that'll be a goal kick.
Certainly Michael Robinson's prepared to run for anything thrown over the top, Brian. He's given both Moran and Big McQueen a bit of a hard time. They're chasing after him. The only problem is it's very tiring type of running, you know, and he has to hold it up and wait for the rest of the team to back him up.
And the two managers kicking every ball and playing every moment. Grealish running into a bit of trouble there. Wilkins to Robson. Muren outside him, and outside him is Stapleton, but suddenly Brighton closed in there. Gatting tried to get in there with a challenge, couldn't quite make it. Stapleton playing it through for Whiteside, who tried to get it back to his striker. Case. Here's Robinson. Smith. Pearce. Case through to young Gary Howlett. He's spreading the ball out wide and getting a bit of applause for it as well. Here's Smiley. This is Stevens now suddenly popping up. Oh, what a back heel too for Howlett. The cross coming in, which is a good one towards Robinson. Smith is right in there too, and McQueen in the end just had to get up and touch that back for Bailey. And got a cut eye for his pains.
The confidence certainly oozing out of Brighton at this stage, Brian. They're beginning to do little tricks. You know, they all seem to be enjoying it so much.
Wilkins, cut out by Smiley. Gatting. Foster. Robinson. Smiley. And now Kevin Moran. Brian Robson. Albiston. And McQueen. Whiteside. Muren. Still with Muren, and what a lovely ball there, particularly if Duxbury can get to it, which he does. The cross wasn't all that good, and beautifully played out by Case. Inch perfect there for Gordon Smith to take it up now for Brighton. Robinson dropping just behind him. It's a case of going on his own at the moment, with Wilkins making life difficult for him. In the end, he finds Case, but inside him he's got young Howlett. A long-range shot. It's the fellow, remember, Howlett, who was allowed to go free by Coventry City a year ago. Offside.
I was just thinking, Brian, about Jimmy Case there. It would appear Jimmy's concentrating all his energies in this game, and he's had a fine start to the game. He's playing very well.
Foster with the kick for Brighton. Well, a misdirected header there by Moran. Now Case rifling it in off Gordon McQueen. In point of fact, Albiston will hope to stop that going across for the corner, which he does. But it's Brighton's throw. His 10th Wembley appearance, Jimmy Case, but he's yet to win an FA Cup medal. He's got a losers, but not a winners. Gatting with the throw for Brighton. Foster towards Robinson. Duxbury thought about, just for a moment, a back pass to Bailey. Thought that was too dangerous. Maybe it was the better option to bring it away and find Stapleton. Whiteside making a good break. Foster coming with him. And it'll be Mosley's ball. Well, it all ended happily anyhow. Although Whiteside is getting a bit of stick from the Brighton fans, remembering a tackle that he made on Chris Ramsey in the game on Saturday. It's meant that Ramsey's not playing tonight. Stevens. Case. Little change of direction. Brain working overtime all the time, and they'll flick in there. It'll fall for Robinson's right foot. Smith and Robinson working well there after Case has set it up.
It's a lovely little subtle ball from Jimmy Case there to play him in the first place, and little 1-2 off Smith. I would have thought that was a chance there. Let's have a look at it again. There's a pass from Jimmy. Little flick, 1-2. Smith gives him it back, and Michael has a snatch at it there. But a half chance, I would think.
Meanwhile, it's Brian Robson for Manchester United, trying to get Whiteside on his way. The problem is that Foster was the barrier. Stevens. So we're halfway through the first half, and if you've just come in from work, the FA Cup final replay stands at 0-0. It's a good open game with a lot of attacking from both sides. The prospect of a good evening's football. Whiteside picking out Muren. Now Albiston. Little flick in there, and it nearly fell for Robson. Grealish stopped it at the very last for Brighton. And a bit of a scrimmage there between Smith and Duxbury. What's been given? A free kick to Brighton. Pierce with it. And Moran's header down for Duxbury. Robson. Muren.
Wilkins playing it on again for Alveston. In turn, it goes for Whiteside. Stevens is watching him. Now Davis just playing it back for Robson.
Well, there was no stopping that. A superb strike there by the Manchester United captain after Davis had played it back to him. Whack with the left foot, wide of Graham Mosley, and 1-0 to Manchester United. Ian.
Well, I've been saying about Robson, was saying before the game he wanted to come in later into the box, and I think that was an example of not being ahead of it. I think on Saturday he'd have been in there for the original cross, but tonight he held back there, 20 yards out, ball's laid back, and bang, he finished off.
Well, he scored a superb goal in the semi-final as well that got Manchester United here, and after a disappointing afternoon on Saturday, he's really got him on the go tonight. Case. Now let's see how Brighton's spirit can withstand the pressure that will be put on it now. It'll need old heads. Jimmy Case with a smile still. That's a nice touch there with a man who's just put his side behind, Brian Robson. The two of them. A free kick for Brighton. Graham Pearce with the free kick for Brighton. Can they drive back at United quickly here? The clash there between Foster and McQueen, and a free kick to Manchester United. I don't have to tell you that the din is being made here at the moment by the Manchester United fans, who had their worrying moments on Saturday, and I fancy had a few tonight, the way that Brighton were coming with such confidence at their team. But now Brian Robson has eased their worries for the moment. But here are Brighton again, with Smith making the run and Alveston making the header, finding Muren. Little chip on for Stapleton. He's got Whiteside in the middle, but again Foster almost hanging it up in amongst the press box on the far side of the ground. So it'll be a throw to Manchester United. The signs mean something, but the words will be lost in the noise. Chip in again. Wilkins had gone in there, and it was Howlett who got it away for Brighton, and he got it away to Case. Robinson away on the left, Smith away on the right. Case wanting Robinson to make his run maybe, and then it's a change of mind. It's Pearce. Back again for Case. Perhaps one or two more options for him now. Short for Howlett. Short again for Stevens. Now for Gatting on the far side. Into the left foot. Smith. Stevens. Driven cross, but driven too far. And a chance for Duxbury to take it up again for Manchester United. Finding Davis, whose pass set up the goal for Brian Robson. Robson. And now Wilkins. Davis. And another corner. Well, United spent a part of the journey here today looking again at a video of Saturday's game, and it just emphasised to them that they had played well enough to win it and had only themselves to blame that they didn't do it last Saturday. Well, that confidence now is coming through once more as Muren takes the corner. McQueen trying to get above his man on the far side. There's no foul there. Davis with a chance of pulling it back once more, which he does well. Whiteside! Another one! Misery there for Mosley, but sheer delight for Manchester United and Norman Whiteside. The youngest player ever to score in an FA Cup final. And Davis, who laid on the first one, puts the cross in for the second, and Whiteside obligingly finishes it off.
It was a lovely goal, Brian. Again, you know, Whiteside has scored some terrific goals this year, and that was another lovely header. But I must say, I thought when the original cross came over from the corner kick, that Gordon McQueen jumped in somebody's back, and the referee was standing only 2 yards away and said, play on. I would thought normally they give a foul for that. So I would say maybe United getting the breaks at this particular point.
Well, it's a huge job now for Brighton. 2 down with half an hour gone. McQueen, Muren, Robson. Now we'll see United relax and really turn it on, I fancy. And if you can see in the distance there, the work that's going on the United bench, a lot of pointing and orders being shouted left, right and centre, legs crossed and uncrossed. But not so much looking at the watches now, because I think United must feel that the game is fast becoming within their control. Unless Brighton can pull something back snappily as Bailey makes the catch. And it's with Duxbury. Davis. Whiteside, Wilkins, and Stapleton on the far side, getting up well. A touchback again towards Robson. There was a foul there and a free kick to Brighton. It's worth just pointing out that young Alan Davis, in fact, don't necessarily mean he's made both the goals, but it was his pass that led to the first one by Robson and his cross for Whiteside as well.
Oh, he's had a hand in both goals, Brian, so, I mean, it's a terrific thing for the youngsters who have done that.
Case for Brighton. Smiley making a charge. He's a lad with a lot of pace, but they get it back safely to Gary Bailey. Muren. Robson. Duxbury. Wilkins. Whiteside. Davis playing it in again, this time towards Stapleton, not it down there towards Duxbury, who'd gone right in there, and it was Stevens who got it away for the corner. And Stevens doing his job well in defence.
It's amazing though, Brian, what a couple of goals can do for you. All of a sudden, the United players are all running into space, the ball is flowing. The confidence that not just one goal gives you, but 2 goals, you know, it's amazing. And you've got to feel a little bit for Brighton, because up until that first goal, they were very much in it. In fact, I thought they were just shading the game. But those 2 goals must have knocked the stuffing right out of them.
And now, presumably for Brighton, it's a question of just trying to keep the boat afloat for a little while they sort themselves out and then come and have another go. In the meantime, it's a corner, which Muren will take for Manchester United. Pearce gives them another one. Well, Tony Grealish and Graham Pearce doing their shouting and looking just a little bit desperate there, as Muren now sets up another corner for Manchester United, a much deeper one this time towards Stapleton, who gets his header in, but Mosley is there. So important for Brighton that they nick something in the 11 minutes or so before half-time to get themselves back in the game psychologically when they go in for the break. But at the moment, United are looking quite rampant. Foster. With Gordon McQueen there again with a header. Grealish. Good play there, finding Pearce. Now Case. Grealish. Case.
Pierce with the throw for Brighton, and Moran gets it away. Ewan coming straight off Smiley. United's throw. Well, it looks like being a birthday celebration for the man in the hat in the front row there. Manchester United's Matt Busby, 74 today. And let me remind you, if you're a bit late in from work and you've just caught up with it, with 35 minutes of this cup final replay gone, Manchester United are leading by 2-0. Robson and Whiteside the scorers. Grealish sprayed wide for Pierce. Case. Grealish. In fact, Smiley got a little bit in his way there. Finds Stevens. Long ball looking for Robinson, but McQueen again is doing his job well, but Case crossing again towards Gordon Smith. Up he goes, and again McQueen is there. And it'll be another Brighton and Hove Albion throw. Stevens. Case. This wouldn't go his way, but then in the end it did, and he couldn't quite get it through to Robinson. But Gatting now for Smiley. Grealish. Case. Stevens. Pierce trying to make the break down the flank.
All the United players, Brian, at that particular attack were, what, 30 yards from their own goal. You know, they're certainly getting back in numbers, even though they're 2 goals up.
I think that was one of the feelings on Saturday, where they might have gone a little bit wrong and allowed the initiative to pass again to Brighton. And there's a danger, although they're 2-0 up, that they might even do it again. I can't think they'd make the same mistake again, though, but it's Smiley on the ball for Brighton. First time he's really got, or at least he tried to get round Albiston there, and up to this point, I think they'd been well aware of what Smiley can do, because once or twice on Saturday, he was quite devastating when he swept outside the fullback. Well, a shove in the back on Wilkins, a free kick to Manchester United. Robinson. Case. Foul. No. In fact, an advantage played there, and as it turns out, a very good one there by Alf Gray. Now, can Smiley take advantage of that? Smith trying to get down. Howls for a penalty from the Brighton fans. The referee, again, couldn't have been better placed. Did you think, even for a moment, Ian, there was something there?
Slight suspicion, but again, we're quite high up here, Brian, and quite away from it.
And no complaints from Brighton?
No, I think you can always tell if the player on the floor throws his arms up and starts protesting, you know then he feels he's got a legitimate claim.
But a throw to them. And Pierce taking it. Smith trying to come off Moran. Succeeds in finding Jimmy Case. Now will Gatting get to that? No. Albiston made a good interception. More than that, he takes the return pass and now sends Whiteside on his way, and Albiston has continued the run. That's a tremendous run by Arthur Albiston, but can he finish it off? No, because Foster's there. Well, the bounce beat Smiley, but it didn't beat Gatting. But a lot of credit there to Arthur Albiston. It really was a marvellous break. Wilkins. Duxbury. Wilkins again. Buren just touching it on towards Norman Whiteside. It'll be Stevens who gets it to Smiley. Now Gatting. Foster. Moran's header. Muren.
Gatting on the ball at the moment, Brian. I feel that the boy himself thinks he's playing out of position. You know, he's having a bit of a hard time over there. His position of play is neither one or the other. You know, he's getting caught in United players.
Onside. Brighton thought otherwise, so Stapleton in possession now for Manchester United. Davis. Duxbury. Stapleton again. Wilkins. Cross in again towards Whiteside, but he didn't get nearly enough purchase on that. Now, it's noticeable actually with Gatting that he looks a little bit despondent from time to time, as though things are happening around him and he can't do very much about it. He clears that one again left-footed to Stevens.
He played so well on Saturday at centre half that maybe he feels they've played him out of position tonight and he's unhappy about the whole thing. He's certainly not playing nearly as well as he did on Saturday.
Case feeding Grealish. And now finding Smith, Grealish and Muren. Smiley. Not a good ball, but Howlett will try to make something of it, kept it in play, but then put it behind for the goal kick to United. Whiteside to the path of Robson, challenged by Case. Howlett finding Robinson. Case again, and they've got a few forward now, Brighton. Case and a deflection and a brilliant save. And Brighton so near to being right back in it again. A pat on the back from the referee for a really tremendous strike by Jimmy Case. Looked around to see what might be on. I might as well have a go myself off Kevin Moran. And then Bailey, backpedaling for all he was worth, knocked it away to safety. So Brighton aren't out of it yet, and they have the corner. They're 2 down. Howlett with that corner for Brighton. Floated deep. Stevens coming in. McQueen got the header away. Duxbury. And a Manchester United throw. The ball coming off Steve Gatting. Wilkins, ball played for Whiteside and well played, and he untangled himself well to find Albiston on another of those probing runs of his. Here's Gatting, but losing out to Muren. In goes Foster. A challenge on Whiteside. Calm down, says the referee. And the clash leaves Foster going back to defend and Whiteside on the ground. Ian?
Oh yeah, he definitely didn't go for the ball there, Foster. I would think if I was a referee I might have been having a word with him, Brian. That looked a nasty tackle.
Caught Whiteside on the shin, and there's no two ways about that.
I think there might have been a touch of vengeance in that one from what happened on Saturday. It's always the case, isn't it? You know, people say, well, you know, I might attempt to get my own back in the next match.
Well, Jimmy Melia, who's performed wonders for Brighton on this cup run, needs to do something pretty remarkable now with his side 2 down to Ron Atkinson's Manchester United as we come to the last minute or so of the first half. A free kick for the challenge on Whiteside, who's on his feet, and Muren will take it. Tipped in once more towards Robson. Stapleton in there too. Oh, and it's given.
it's Robson again who got that finishing touch. Nodded down by Stapleton. McQueen was right in there, and there's Robson getting in there before the ball crosses the line, and it's 3-0.
I think that's a case of justice being done there after the tackle, Brian. You know, United scoring off the kick. A terrific header by Frank Stapleton, by the way, up the far post to nod the ball back.
So Brighton now right on half-time, 3 down, and surely out of it now. Nothing but celebrations now at the Manchester United end of the field. Case, Foster. Robson. Well, we're well into time added on at the end of the first half now, and there goes the half-time whistle, and a brilliant first half it's been for Manchester United, and particularly for Brian Robson with those 2 goals. One that set Manchester United on their way, and then the second one just before half-time, with Norman Whiteside getting the one in between. Well, a lot more action to come here at Wembley. We take...
The players, as you see, are on the pitch, so let's rejoin Brian Moore and with him Ian St John.
And very interesting pictures they are too, because Brighton really came out with, as you could see there, Jimmy Melia goading them on, saying, come on, let's get our heads down. We've got a really big job to do. Let's get out there and do it. And indeed it is an enormous job, but an interesting little psychological point there with Brighton and Jimmy Melia, Ian.
Yes, it certainly is. Jimmy's obviously came out behind him, saw the lads walking onto the pitch with their heads down, and ran after him, and he's geeing them all up. And we noticed United coming out behind him, and they ran onto the pitch. So obviously, I mean, their tails are really up now at the moment, but Jimmy there realises that he's got to lift his team. In fact, Stevie Foster, Grealish, you know, the experienced players there have got to lift the rest of the younger players, try to make a game of it in the second half.
But as we've said, and Dennis Law said at half-time, the United have attacked down their left flank, and they've attacked against Steve Gatting, and that's where so much of the trouble for Brighton has come.
Yeah, that's correct. And, you know, I did say early on about Gatting being out of position, and you've got to feel for the lad who was in a position that's really false for him, and that's where all the damage has been created.
Well, there's Brian Robson with 2 goals to his credit. In fact, the only player to get a hat-trick in a Wembley final was Stan Mortensen back in 1953. And that's a target that the number 7 will be aiming for in the next 45 minutes. United will be who will kick off, attacking the goal to our left, and away they go. And United virtually certain, one would think at this stage, to be qualifying for the Cup Winners' Cup final next year, which they'll have all Aston Villa fans rooting for them, because if that happens, then Villa will qualify for the UEFA Cup. It's with Gatting. Foster. Pearce. Shove in the back by Duxbury on Robinson. A free kick to Brighton. Grealish. And he lost out quickly to the challenger Brian Robson. Stapleton now, but the pass was unlikely to reach Whiteside. Gatting gets it back to Stevens. The tigerish qualities of Grealish very much required at the moment from Brighton in midfield. And Pearce lost his concentration for a moment, and how quickly Alan Davis was onto him. Davis once again
Here's Howlett. Brighton, who arrived again tonight by helicopter and planned to fly back to the south coast by helicopter afterwards, and then leave for a tour of the United States next Thursday. Muren. McQueen. Back it goes to Bailey. Well, that's a bandage on the right arm of Gary Bailey there, whether he's injured himself. Meanwhile, it's Manchester United with Duxbury coming forward. Back again. Grealish getting in. Stapleton once more, getting possession. Davis outside. Wilkins has come up as well. Whiteside in there too. And it's a goal kick. So Graham Mosley. 3 put past him in the first half, with the goal kick now for Brighton. Grealish. Smiley. Grealish. And McQueen away. Robinson. Robson. And back to Gary Bailey. His right arm, in fact you just see the cuff now, but there's a bandage that appears to go pretty all the way up to his elbow. Ian, I don't know whether he took a jarring knock maybe in the first half.
Maybe, Brian, yeah. He certainly looks as if he's got a strapping on there.
But he's done well, Gary Bailey. He hasn't had a lot to do, but what he's done very well in this game, and one very good save after that tremendous shot by Jimmy Case was deflected by Kevin Moran. But at the moment it's Brighton now looking for Jimmy Case, but Albiston was in, and back to Bailey. Davis. Whiteside trying to hold off Stevens, does so. Netting is there. Stevens, the long ball, but nobody's up there. They've lost their way for a moment, Brighton. Wilkins. Whiteside. Wilkins. And a run by Stapleton this time. Whiteside's coming up fast, so too is Muren. And Gatting in the end puts it behind for the corner. Which Davis will take. Taken short. Muren getting it in, McQueen getting in too. Well, Robson forcing Mosley to kick with the left foot. McQueen, that cut around his right eye in the first half. It doesn't seem to have bothered him greatly. He's done a lot of good work both back and forward.
Maybe he's taking the cuts for Moran now.
Stevens stopped by Robson. And Wilkins, a little touchback for Davis. Stapleton. Now Case. Howlett. Nothing's coming off for Brighton at the moment. And United looking in really dominant form. Muren. Trying to get it back off Whiteside. Whiteside claiming a handball there. So too do a number of United fans behind that goal. The referee again said no. And Brighton can bring it away with Grealish. Robinson. In went Robson, firmly there, beating Grealish into that challenge. Stevens now for Pearce. Case. Brought down by Duxbury, free kick to Brighton. It's with Grealish. McQueen winning it well, but Gatting, Smiley. Twisting once again towards Gordon Smith. Howlett's in there too. And here's Davis for Manchester United. Wilkins has made a good break from midfield, and he's got Whiteside supporting him, but Stevens gets there for Brighton. A tangle of legs, a flag is raised, a goal kick is good.
Nice run there by Wilkins from deep, Brian. Not often we see Wilkins getting ahead of his forwards, but again a good defensive play by young Stevens.
McQueen running fully 25 yards to get his head to that one. Stevens turning it back. Foster. And still a certain amount of anxiety. Mick Brown on the right, the Manchester United coach, with Ron Atkinson. 3-0 up, but they're far from satisfied. They want to see 4, 5, maybe 6. The case for Brighton. Howlett. Grealish. Lost a little bit of their buzz now, Brighton, haven't they, Ian?
I think it's understandable, Brian, you know, 3-0 down in the second half of the game. Obviously they've lost it a little bit, but as I was saying at half-time, they've got to try and fight and get back into the game. I think a goal would give them a tremendous lift and, you know, give the supporters something to shout about.
The ball coming off Stapleton, so it'll be a Brighton throw. Some fairly glum, thoughtful faces there on the Brighton bench. Smith, Stevens, Wilkins guiding it back to where there are plenty of red shirts defending. Gordon McQueen here. Muren. Robinson coming across quickly to try and speed things up and show a little bit of determination there in the Brighton ranks. A little more purpose and aggression needed now in the Brighton side to give themselves even a remote chance in this game. If you just come in, it's 3-0 to Manchester United with 10 minutes of the second half of this FA Cup final replay gone. Robson hitting a long ball out, intercepted by Pearce. Davis. Muren. And Brighton getting stuck into their work a little better now. Howlett. That's going to have Smiley backpedaling. Gatting. Pearce. Case looking around to see what's on. It was Whiteside, in fact, having a snap at him. But he finds Steve Gatting. A little touch through and a pass out here to Smiley from Howlett. Crossed in once more. Robinson going up a fraction too high for him, and it falls for Duxbury. And United will bring it away again. Good break here by the fullback. with Whiteside going wide on the right for him, Stapleton on the left. It's Davis again now for United. Ewan, Alveston, Robson, Duxbury, Robson. Touching again as Robson tried to make his late run into the box, but he was held up that time by Brighton as Davis now collects for Manchester United. Duxbury hitting in the early ball. Whiteside tried to flash in another header. Stevens brings it away for Brighton. And a nice turn, good skill. Smith. Smiley. Foster. Pearce. Howlett. Pearce again. Howlett. And here's Wilkins for United. Robson. Cut out by Case. A lovely ball by Case. Smiley using his pace well. Support from Gordon Smith. Again, it's Smiley. Free kick. It's a nifty little player with a lovely little turn of acceleration. Neil Smiley. And so the big men are up from the back, Stevens and Foster. Robinson ready to launch himself. Smith is in there too. Smiley, Howlett.
Jimmy Case in a good position as well if they want to square the ball.
Also in a good position if they play it short to him, but they played it towards Foster. There's Foster's header, and Robson gets it away. Murin, in fact, stops it going for the corner, and it's a throw. Which Grealish will take. A foul throw, but he was caught up a little bit on the sand and the slime on that touchline, but there's no mercy from the linesman, and it's a Manchester United throw. He's not very happy with that, Tony Grealish. Whiteside getting a touch off Gatting for another United throw. Warren and Bailey. And the margin for error was being reduced all the time there. It could easily have been a problem. Robinson was really coming in fast and powerfully.
He's really played with not an awful lot of support up the front tonight, Michael Robinson, because Gordon Smith's having one of his quiet games. You know, he's that type of player, Smith, with a lot of ability, but there are certain games he plays where really he goes through the game and never hardly gets a touch at it, and that's one of those games tonight.
Case being spoken to by the referee there, and I think Manchester United and the referee felt that Jimmy Case's feet were a little high there, and a free kick's been given. Duxbury. Howlett. I think he was tripped by his own teammate then. Wilkins. Case at him. Alveston. Can't quite see how Brighton are going to get back into this game at the moment.
No, you can't. I was wondering there if Jimmy Melia might, you know, think about bringing his substitute on, put Jerry Ryan on, maybe take Smith off, try and do something to shake it up, because the way it's going at the moment, it'll end up 3-0, and that's that.
Howlett. Gatting. Pearce. Touched inside nicely there for Grealish. Bounce. Did it come Brighton's way? Robinson battling away for it. A few feet going in there, a little on the high side, but no harm done in the end. And United get possession with Stapleton playing wide on the right, and Robson making a break again. And the referee looking at a penalty to United. He deliberated long about that, the referee.
as Robson came through.
Yeah, I think it got ahead of Stevens there all the way. Young Stevens pulled him back. I don't think there's any complaints there, but I think that was a definite penalty.
Well, Muren is the man they expect to take the penalties, and with a chance now of putting Manchester United 4-0 into the lead. Jimmy Case wiping the spot for Muren. Graham Mosley holding things up a little bit while he has a feel of the ball. Not an awful lot of pressure on Muren, I suppose, when your side's 3-0 up in a cup final, but nice to score for all that.
Well-placed penalty kick, wasn't it? Right in the corner of the net. Now, Arnold Muren's not had a particularly good game, I didn't think, Brian, and I didn't think on Saturday either. You know, he's been very quiet, but he'll be very pleased to come to Wembley and score a goal.
Well, in cup finals, they normally do score with them. Funnily enough, we've had penalties in each of the last two finals. Kevin Reeves for Manchester City and Glenn Hoddle for Spurs, both scored. And before that, 4. George Much in 1938 for Preston, 1948 Eddie Shimwell for Blackpool, 1954 Ronnie Allen for West Brom, and in 1972 Danny Blanchflower for Spurs, all scored. So Muren has kept the tradition going by scoring in a cup final penalty. There's still to be one that's missed at Wembley. Grealish, and 4-0 now for Manchester United. Grealish trying to give Brighton just a glimmer of hope again. Stevens getting in a nice header there, finding Pearce. Case. Muren. Towards Whiteside. Foster up well for Brighton. Gatting. Ulverston. Massive clearance there by Bailey. Stevens underneath it. Now Gatting. Robson having a tremendous game. Muren. The thing about that penalty award, Robson's speed over the ground was astonishing, wasn't it? Stapleton. Case chests it down. Howlett. And Robson again. Trying a little touch there with Whiteside. Can he get through to Wilkins? No, Case is there, and
Wilkins actually didn't contest that ball at all there, did he?
He eased back a little bit when Case looked as though he wanted possession.
It is not a bad judge.
Pearce. Queen. Robson. That time he did contest the ball, did Robson, with Case, and got away with it. Wilkins coming in. It's Davis. Duxbury. 4-0 to Manchester United. Whiteside. Robson. Wilkins. Stapleton on the far side again. The cross coming in towards Whiteside, but Foster got there first. Oh, Whiteside got a touch too.
What's the record score, Brian, in a cup final? No, seriously, I don't know.
It's 6-0 by Bury against Derby County in 1903. Did you think for a moment you were going to catch me out? You probably did.
No, not really. I was just wondering if tonight we could get a record score, you know, because 4 at the moment, and the way things are going, you expect United to score every time they attack now.
And this is the biggest since then. It's now with Pearce. Wilkins. Certainly the biggest cup final win at Wembley. The Bury one against Derby was in 1903 back at the old Crystal Palace. Buren. Lovely swinging, sweeping pass now for Orbiston. And really a marvellous opportunity for Manchester United now to relax and show us just what they can do. 4-0 to the good, but Smiley now in possession for Brighton. Robinson. Gatting. Smiley trying to go around Robson, but Robson seems capable of anything at the moment. Whiteside. McQueen. And Robson again. Wilkins. What a lovely ball there to Davis, who's got Stapleton inside. But Case dispossessed him and found Gordon Smith. Stapleton wants a bit more of the action. The ball finally going for a throw to Brighton. We've got their sub Jerry Ryan warming up. Maybe hoping that his flying figure down the wing will help restore some of their fortune. And offside against Michael Robinson. Jerry Ryan played so well as a right-back on Saturday. They might even want him to do a bit of defending as well, Ian.
No, I think at this stage they're looking for somebody to pop the ball in the net, Ryan. I think they'll be looking to put him on up front. I would say it's a lost cause, mind you.
Well, Davis for United. Duxbury, again the ball played quickly forward, and it's Wilkins who's made the break again. Pull back. And Gatting gets it away, but Robson might be pouncing on this one and plays it wide for Davis. And Gatting gets it away, but McQueen will collect again for Manchester United. Long-range shot from Big Gordon McQueen, in more danger of upsetting the United fans than Graham Mosley.
Ended up the M1, that one.
Another good run there by Wilkins, whose football brain was working, stayed behind the goal line when he'd run off the field so that Gordon McQueen would get his shot in, and no talk of offside. Pearce. Case. And a break by Smiley from Case's pass. Well, he's got Robinson in there too. He's got Smith. He's got Grealish. And here's Gatting. And the ball came off Gordon McQueen for the Brighton throw. So a sharp little riposte there from Brighton. And Grealish now in possession again for them. Foster's gone forward. And that should be Bailey's ball, and it is. About 20 minutes now to go, and Manchester United leading by 4-0. Offside against Wilkins. Ian?
Yeah, just off, but a good run again. You know, they're timing the runs well now, United, aren't they, from midfield? Both Wilkins and Robson are getting through well.
Pearce. Case. Robinson.
It's just a lack of punch up front now, isn't there, from Brighton? There's nothing there. Jimmy Case, I thought, played another lovely little ball. He's played some terrific balls tonight, Case. I think he's been their best player. But get no response from certainly Smith up front and Michael Robinson, who I feel has been battling alone all night. Well, the quality of the final ball has been bad, Brian. You know, they've got in some good positions wide and then either knocked it behind or knocked it straight to the goalkeeper. But on Saturday, there were some really good testing balls getting put in.
Right side, but it's Foster away for Brighton. Robinson chesting it down for Case. Case again trying to get Robinson on the move, but Albiston in the end, with some help from Moran in the first place, they get it back to Gary Bailey. Wilkins. Ooh, intercepted by Case. They still get it back to McQueen, thanks to Moran. Stapleton. Davis. Wilkins inside. Whiteside waiting in the middle, and Muren too, but Foster was there for Brighton. Case pulled down. Pleasantly weighted ball there for Howlett, but then he ran into trouble against Duxbury. Robson sweeps it wide again for Alan Davis. Wilkins, Davis. And this will fall maybe for Moran. Albiston. Ben from the back have come forward wanting a slice of the attacking action now as Muren plays it in once more, but it'll be too far for Robson. Case. Stevens. And now Gatting. Smiley. And Gatting again. Grealish. Foster. Brighton have plunged a lot of men forward now in a desperate effort to get something on the score sheet. Robinson with the good shot on a turn, but Bailey was down quickly and in the end quite easily. Robinson. Yes, playing it in for Case. Well, he hit one from a long way out. Must have crossed his mind in the end, trying to play it through for Gatting, who'd made a run, but Wilkins now finds Davis. Plenty of movement up front for him, and most of all in the last few minutes from Ray Wilkins, who's made some exceptional breaks, but then runs into trouble, but gets a free kick. And Brighton are making a substitution. They're bringing off young Gary Howlett and bringing on Jerry Ryan. Well, certainly young Gary Howlett hasn't disgraced himself. A young lad of 20 who's shown a lot of confidence and some good touches, but now the experience and the fresh legs and the flying figure down the wings of the Irishman Jerry Ryan. One Irishman on for another, and one talking to another there. Kevin Moran. Wilkins. Whiteside looking to get something on the turn. Robson was looking for something that might fall from the Brighton table there for a moment, and indeed it might here as well. But then Foster clears it away. McQueen winning it easily above Ryan. Albiston. Muren. Davis on the far side in a bit of space, nodded in nicely, and it looked as though it might come through to Robson again, but cleared by Stevens. Case. Robinson tangling with Moran. Gatting flicking it wide for Smiley. Ryan's waiting the middle. Still Smiley, but Albiston knew what to expect then, and the little dart on the outside came to nothing. Brighton's throw, a quarter of an hour left. Case, played in again for Robinson. Foster with a shot on the turn, goal kick.
Ploy that Brighton have used a lot throughout the season when things have been going badly for them, and it certainly has gone badly for them this year, where they push Stephen Foster up, you know, to try and win the game. I think this game has gone well beyond them and trying to win it, but Stevie can play up the front as well. He's a handy boy to have.
Well, he's at the back there with the header. Case helping it on. Robinson also, but it'll fall for Albiston. Muren. In goes Grealish. Now Robinson will chase this. Funny old bounce of the ball that looked for a moment as though it might beat McQueen, but he was equal to it. Muren away. Foster. Stevens. In comes Alveston, helped on by Wilkins, and Stevens will get back.
So the boy Stevens is a bit quick over the ground, isn't he? Very sharp. He's intercepted that one very, very quickly.
Stevens. Case. Stapleton giving a helping hand, or head rather, at the back. A little flick on and a lazy one there by Robson, and he's not done much that's been lazy looking tonight. He's looked really positive, and 2 goals to show for it. Whiteside and the penalty from Muren, the other United goals. If you've just joined us again, Manchester United leading by 4 goals to 0 inside the last quarter of an hour of this FA Cup final replay. Kevin Moran, Manchester United in the white shorts, attacking the goal to our left. Duxbury. Stapleton. Duxbury. In towards Whiteside, but stopped by Foster. A flick on by Grealish for Case. Smiley's up ahead with a lot of pace. Case with the skill, and the pass for Robinson, with Gatting going on the outside of him. There he goes. Now what can Steve Gatting do? Onto that favoured left foot perhaps. That's what he will want to get in the end, and in trying to get it, provides McKean with a chance of making the clearance. Whiteside under the legs of the referee to Wilkins. Good fast-flowing game, and the referee's kept pace with it well. Now Stapleton. Played in for Davis. Can he finish it off? No, Foster's there, getting it away again. And here come Brighton once more. Smith to Smiley. Trying to get it through for Ryan. For Smiley again. The cross in once more. McQueen. Robinson. Played back for Grealish. And he just got possession there. It looked as though it had to be Duxbury's ball once more. Played now for Pearce. Crossing again, and again Gordon McQueen is there. Smiley. Smith an overhead, and an offside against Grealish if Bailey comes out.
Best bit of pressure we've seen from Brighton this half, Ryan. You know, they've not had an awful lot to do down in the United penalty area. In fact, they've not had a corner kick this half, so really, I think that indicates the way the game's been going.
Also, the handshake there between Grealish and Bailey shows the way the game's been going. It's been played overall, both games, in fact, in a pretty good spirit. Now Davis on this side of the field popping up. Whiteside, a shot. Oh, how lucky the keeper was. That was nearly number 5. He just flapped at that, Mosley, and got the barest touch. And onto the crossbar it went.
That was an incredible little shot, wasn't it? I mean, he just put his hand up as if he was playing in a practice match and knocked the bar and dropped down.
Robinson might have preferred the advantage to have been played there. Indeed, I thought for a moment it had been. No, I thought I'd heard the whistle, and it is, in fact, a free kick to Brighton. And it'll be Gatting with it. And as you would expect, Brighton have pushed a lot of people forward, including Stevens and Foster at the far side. McQueen getting in there again. Davis just stopping that from going for the corner. Foster. Case, Smith, Foster, Grealish. This side is Gatting. And outside him is Smiley, but Gatting might prefer to get it onto the left foot and have a little Ray Wilkins-like attempt from Saturday, but it's a goal kick.
That's the problem really with young Gatting playing in that position, because he is a left-footed player, as you said, Brian, and as many times he's came down the right wing tonight and he's always had to stop, check, get it onto his left foot. And it's a pity really, you know, because I think he himself feels a little bit like a duck out of water tonight.
Foster versus Whiteside. Foster winning it in the air. Here's Muren. On the far side is Davis, cut out well by Pearce. Now Smith showed too much of that to Wilkins, but still got it back again. Oh, and then gives it away to Whiteside. Robson had spotted Stapleton on the far side. And here's Whiteside coming in again, but Mosley's there. About 7 minutes left now, and Manchester United leading by 4 goals to 0. Case. And again it's Case. Cut out, Robson. Davis. Muren. Davis. Arnold Muren then for Manchester United. A long cross. Stapleton on the far side, clashing with Pearce. The whistle was gone. It's a free kick to Brighton. Must have been a little bit of shoving into the back of the Brighton fullback by Frank Stapleton. Stevens. Well, this time Robinson's got the better of McQueen. It hasn't happened often tonight. But now can they finish it off? Ryan with a shot, but he didn't get any power in it. His life wasn't made easy by Duxbury. But almost the first mistake Gordon McQueen's made tonight, Ian.
Yes, but all credit to Michael Robinson, because I think he's really battled hard tonight, and again proven that he's quite a handful for any centre-half.
Stapleton to Whiteside. Muren. Davis. Muren again. Whiteside played in. Robson's made a sprint from the back, but he left himself a little too much to do. Case. Duxbury. Back from Wilkins to Duxbury. Robson encouraging Duxbury to go on. A simple ball played in again by Davis. Wilkins again persuading Duxbury to go forward, but again Brighton get possession in the end. And Smith making the long run out and finding Robinson. Now with about 5 minutes left, Robinson, the ball deflected and taking the sting out of it. That's deflecting against Gordon McQueen. A little bit of slack play there by Manchester United. Let's Case in. Oof. Played back towards Ryan, and again McQueen was in there.
Well, I think Jimmy Case must be exasperated with some of his colleagues tonight. I mean, he's really worked himself into the ground. He's set up chances for people. He's really grafted hard, and that was terrific. I mean, he battled like anything to get that ball, lays it back, and Jerry Ryan standing on his heels watching it. You know, I mean, it must drive Jimmy daft.
Duxbury then. Plenty of Brighton flags flying around Wembley, but it's by now an act of bravado and no more. The match surely can't be won with 4 minutes left. and they are 4 goals down. But look, that's the spirit amongst the Brighton fans as Muren takes it up again for Manchester United. Played into Stapleton, and Stevens gets it back. Robinson charging again, but the ball out of play, a lost cause, as indeed Brighton's must be now. McQueen with the throw, and a foul one because he was well inside the pitch when he took that throw. That'll be one for Brighton. About 3 minutes left now. Smiley. Grealish has gone forward. Foster's in here forward. As Brighton look to get a bit of respectability. Now, can Gatting get in there? Well, can Robinson get in there? And a brilliant piece of keeping there by Gary Bailey. Determined to keep a clean sheet here. He's been here 3 times. He had goals put past him on all the other occasions he's been here, but he saved well then.
I don't think he could get out the road of that one from Michael Robinson there. A tremendous shot.
Case with the corner. And the deep one, nodded in. Foster tried manfully to get a touch that mattered, and look at Mosley. Almost into the centre circle, playing a short pass, and he's played it to Whiteside. Now, if United can strike quickly, they'll be striking at a goal without a keeper. Muren's coming in there too, but Mosley is now back. Well, a good final fling here in the last couple of minutes or so, as Smith now takes it up with Case in a bit of space. Good deep cross as Robinson comes in at the far side. United get it away again for Wilkins. And here's Whiteside. Robson coming through the middle. Now remember, he's a man looking for a hat-trick. That's Foster as well, and then gives it back to him. Now, can Robson still do something? Stapleton, very tired out there at the moment. Stapleton with a shot, and it's wide, and it's a goal kick.
Well, Brighton would appear to be asking Manchester United to create a record goals here tonight. I mean, that's 2 amazing incidents. You know, first with the goalkeeper giving a pass, you know, on the halfway line, and then Stephen Foster turning around and giving Robson the ball again. Incredible.
Time almost up now. Davis for Manchester United. Muren, and United are going into the Cup Winners' Cup. Aston Villa certainly are going into the UEFA Cup. And Brighton sadly go into the 2nd division with memories of what might have been last Saturday, and after the first quarter of an hour or so, never looked likely to be again tonight. Gatting. Alf Gray, the referee, looking at his watch, and a smile on the United bench. It's a formality now, and they know it. Gatting, way on, and an offside against Robinson. The final whistle, and Manchester United have won the FA Cup. Handshake of congratulations there from Jimmy Melia to Ron Atkinson. 4 goals to 0, making up for all the disappointment the United felt on Saturday, when they felt the game should have been won but allowed it to almost slip away. Steve Foster back, but a night of sadness for him. Gordon McQueen, a brilliant game for Manchester United at the centre of their defence. And for United fans, nothing but sheer celebration. And Jimmy Melia going to each of his men, beaten badly on the night, but he's proud of every one of them, and he's entitled to be. Ryan Robson, the number 7, who scored 2 of the goals. And Arnold Muren, who added the goal in the second half from the penalty spot. cup goes north again. The first time since 1977 when Manchester United took it there after beating Liverpool. And all through, you have to say, tonight and on Saturday, both sides seemed to get on so well with each other. It was a cup final played in the best of spirits, and I think they're swapping back their shirts again, because I think the feeling is they have to go up and receive the cup and their medals from the royal box in their own team shirts. Presentation of the cup to the United captain and their hero on the night, from Her Royal Highness Princess Michael of Kent. A long, weary road to go and collect the cup, and in that fateful moment at the end of Saturday night, few Manchester United players, when that ball fell at the foot of Gordon Smith, could have felt they were making this journey tonight. But they have, and they've thoroughly deserved a resounding victory by 4-0. A smile of victory from Her Royal Highness Princess Michael of Kent, and the cup goes back to the north, to Old Trafford. And a fan gets where he shouldn't be. And Brian Robson, England's most expensive footballer, takes away that most precious piece of silver. Gary Bailey behind him, and Michael Duxbury, Kevin Moran and Arnold Muren. And the losers come next, led by their captain Steve Foster, and how well they battled on Saturday in particular, and tonight against increasing odds the longer the game went on. So the scene at Wembley, the favourites have done it, and they were resounding favourites, something like 10-3 on, as Steve Foster gets some consolation with what looks to be a Manchester United scarf around his neck and a kiss from the chairman's wife. Soon we shall get the lap of honour, which we also had on Saturday when it was the draw and both sides went round together, and now the night, of course, belongs almost solely to Manchester United. And Remy Moses, the man suspended and unable to play both on Saturday or tonight, and Steve Coppell there as well, joining quite rightly in celebrations that belong to the club as a whole. Lou Macari there too, and Michael Robinson looking slightly distressed there. So the lap of honour about to start. And slight confusion there as to when it's going to start. But it was important, of course, for Ron Atkinson that they should win tonight. A lot of money has been spent, wisely enough, let it be said,
to create this side, and in the end he had to deliver. And tonight he and his side truly have delivered. He said, Ron Atkinson, plenty of times that the first trophy would be the most difficult one for Manchester United to win, and now it's wide open for them to challenge the very best, the Liverpools and so on of this football world. Is this a side, Ian St John, you think, that can go on and now take more trophies?
Oh yes, I think Big Ron is building the club the right way. He's getting quality players to it. He's developing younger players underneath them, and I mean, he's only been here a short time, and already they've been at Wembley twice, and finished third in the league. So really, I think he's on the right line, certainly, of building another great Manchester United side. And really, we need it, don't we? Look at the fans here. I mean, they're the biggest supported club in the country, and it's marvellous to see, that type of enthusiasm and the thousands that follow Manchester United. And we really need that in the English league.
And there's Michael Robinson, always a very emotional fellow, who looks to be in tears after a 4-0 defeat here by Manchester United. Goodness knows he worked hard enough. The faces are white and shaken there amongst the Brighton side. They've been truly beaten, and Robinson looks mightily distressed there as he's consoled by Chris Ramsey, the fullback who couldn't play tonight. But here it's all joy as Gordon McQueen, well, he was posing as though drinking champagne from that cup, and that's, you can be sure of what he's going to be doing a bit later on tonight. As the photographers jostle and the United players take turns to raise that marvellous piece of silver aloft. Well, it's their 9th final, and they've won 5 of them. So Gary Bailey, who kept a clean sheet, gets his share of the glory after Brian Robson with 2 goals, Norman Whiteside with 1, and a penalty from Arnold Muren. Wrapped it up superbly for the favourites Manchester United against the underdogs Brighton. The scenes will go on here on the pitch and around Wembley for a long, long time to come. Let's get a view now from Jimmy Greaves and Dennis Law with Dickie Davis.
Yes, the Manchester United players displaying the cup to the delirious fans here, and certainly our 2 experts, Jimmy Greaves and Dennis Law, proved right. They said that Manchester United would win and would win in style, and that's exactly what happened, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, exactly what happened, Dickie. As you say, midfield got hold of it tonight. Robson had an absolutely superb game. Wilkins played brilliantly for the 2nd time in a few days here. And Muren, I thought, also came into it a lot more. And that's where they won it, in the middle of the park.
Yeah, Brighton were never given a chance, were they?
Well, you always feel sorry for the losers and sad. We saw some of the Brighton players nearly crying, thinking, of course, that they could have won it on Saturday. But you felt if United scored first, then it really could have been anything. And Robson, the midfield was superb. The young boy Davis, who made 2 of the goals. The 2 forwards up front played much, much better than they did Saturday. And the 2 central defenders. So, as a team performance all round, United were 100% better than they were Saturday, which we knew. We knew if they scored first, there was got to be a few.
And in one word, the man of the match, Brian Robson?
Oh, without doubt, yes. Today, without question.
Right, well, I gather we've got Ron Atkinson, and we can talk to him now. I think Jim Rosenthal is with him.
Ron Atkinson, you wanted your team to do it in style tonight. They didn't really let you down, did they?
I thought we played superb tonight. Felt a little bit sorry for Brighton because I don't think there's too many teams could have lived with us the way we played. Goals came at a good time for us. Funnily enough, I thought Brighton played better in the opening spell than they played at any time on Saturday, you know. It's, the 2 goals we got very, very quickly changed it for us, and, you know, it could have been anything. Could have been 6, 7, anything.
Was there a very different mood about United tonight? Because I certainly sensed there was.
I don't think there was a different mood, but we felt we played better on Saturday than we were given credit for. And so we never lost our belief that we were the better side. I think what we did do, because they came at us more, which was good for us, And we decided we put a few tackles in as well. You know, we knocked the ball about nicely, but we also put a few tackles in. We made up our mind we weren't going to be pushed out the way.
You said before the match that Brian Robson would score twice. That's what he did.
I had a feeling about that. As soon as the second one went in, I'm not so sure whether he scored it. I think Frank should have got the main credit for it, but I had a little sneak for Robbo tonight.
What does this trophy mean to you personally?
Well, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet.
Serious quick comment.
Yes, I think that I've said all along the first one I think will be the hardest. Now we've got our sort of name on something. All right, we'll have a few bevies and that tonight. We'll have some fun on tour next week night. But then we've got to get down to the business of taking it on from there and accumulating more.
Ron, thanks for joining us. It's your night. Well done.
A very, very happy man and a very happy team. Well, the next live football on ITV will be on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. Northern Ireland versus England. That's for viewers other than those in Ulster. And the first leg of the Brazilian Cup final, Santos against Flamengo on Channel 4 at 6:15 on Sunday. But tonight, it was one-way traffic here with Manchester United, the Masters, and the cup holders by 4 clear goals. Good night.
Hang around. This looks interesting.
There is one company who recognize that just as people work better when they work together,